Good morning. Welcome to the morning news coming to you from Akoko Radio TV. Omobayonle Agboola is my name. Headlines of the news. Under police arrest 5 suspected kidnappers, recover firearm. Under state government approves 101-kilometer road projects and monarch appointments. Ekiti governorship Omobayonle unchallenged emerges APC Guber candidates. Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa vows to uphold judicial autonomy. JAMB clears 85 underage candidates for exceptional admission. Building collapses in Lagos, several trapped. Lastly this morning, Kanu abandons plan to enter defense, insists on no case submission. Details of the news in a moment. But for that, don't forget to go to social media and do Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Akoko FM Ltd is the code. Do like, share, and comment. The taste of the news in a moment. We'll be right back shortly.
Akoko FM Radio, Okalawa.
That's the news in full. The Ondo State Police Command has announced the arrest of 5 suspected kidnappers and the recovery of a firearm in a daring operation in the Amori Forest along the Owo-Ifon axis. The arrested suspects are Friday, Monday, Ashimi Wahab, James Odino, Ibrahim Idris, and Prince Are. A single barrel loaded with a live cartridge. The arrest was made on October 26, 2025, around 3 a.m. following intensive bush combined and intelligence led Patrol Commissioner commendation as Commissioner of Police Adebowale Lawal commended the operatives for their professionalism and resilience. The Commissioner directed the investigation be expanded to uncover other members of the gang and recover the service rifle of the slain officer. The Ondo State Police Command remains committed to curbing crime and ensuring peace across the state. The command spokesperson DSP Olushola Yolade stated that no stone would be left unturned in bringing perpetrators of violent crimes to justice. The Ondo State government has approved the construction and rehabilitation of 101.06 kilometers of roads across the state. This approval was announced by the Commissioner of Infrastructure, Lands and Housing Engineer Abiola Olawoye after the State Executive Council meeting held on Monday in Akure. The new roads, 66.421 kilometers of new roads will be constructed, which includes 8.4 kilometer College Road Okoga Junction to Irewole roundabout in Igbokoda, 21.2 kilometer Omotosho Igbatako Ijolu Odo Road, 6.2 kilometer Akure Ijare Road, 2.6 kilometer Quarter Township Road, 6 kilometer Akure Imafon Road. 34.615 kilometers of roads will be rehabilitated and reconstructed, including 17.38 kilometers selected roads in Akure Phase D, 9.1 kilometer internal roads covering El Shaddai, Sunview, Olokunwalu, Obaile, and Ijapo extension, 8.135 kilometer dual carriageway from A Division to Hospital Road, Oluwatuyi Ijoka, Alafia Tayo, and Idiagba Titon. The government will construct a 216-bed hostel at the National Youth Service Corps (NYSC) permanent orientation camp in Ikare, Akoko, to improve accommodation for corps members. The government will construct a 2-story building for the Ondo State Public Complaints, Financial Crimes and Anti-Corruption Commission, as well as renovate office buildings belonging to the Hospital Management Board (HMB). Teaching Service Commission, TRISCAN, Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources, and Ministries of Water Resources, Women Affairs and Lands and Housing. The state government has appointed 3 new traditional rulers across the state, including Prince Emmanuel Adetutu Ifasole as the Akinwa of Ikpido in Ondo West local government area, Prince Bamikole Adeyefa as the Elemure of Emurele in Owo local government area, Prince Akintoye Felix Adeoye as the Oluoke of Okeigbo in Ileoluji Okeigbo local government area. The Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Mr. Idowu Ajanaku, stated that the latest approvals reflect the administration's resolve to continue with its developmental agenda aimed at ensuring that the governance makes impact every part of the state. The government is focused on projects that touches lives directly, and Governor Aiyedatiwa is determined to deliver visible results through massive infrastructural renewal. Ekiti State Governor Biodun Oyebanji has emerged as the All Progressives Congress APC candidate for the 2026 governorship election in the state. The development followed is unanimous adopted through a popular voice vote by 885 delegates, representing the 177 electoral wards across the 16 local government areas of Ekiti State. The adoption took place at the Ekiti State Pavilion, located along the New Inye Road, Ado-Ekiti, via a consensus arrangement. Oyebanji's emergence was made possible by withdrawal of Mrs. Atinuke Omolayo and the disqualification of Kayode Uju and Abimbola Olajumoke, who failed to meet the party's requirement. In his acceptance speech, Governor Oyebanji thanked President Bola Tinubu and other top party leaders for their support. He extended a hand of fellowship to his opponent, urging party members to come together to lift Ekiti State. I hereby accept this honor to fly the flag of our great party in the next year gubernatorial election coming up in the state, and I will never take this honor for granted. He said. Oyebanji became emotional as he reflected on the historic nature of his adoption, noting that it's the first time a ruling party in Ekiti State has nominated a consensus candidate for a second term. He pledged to continue delivering on his promises and to work towards the progress of Ekiti State. The Senate leader, Michael Opeyemi Bamidele, moved the motion for Oyebanji's nomination and adoption as the consensus candidate, while the Speaker of Ekiti State House of Assembly, Adeoye Ari Bashoye, seconded the motion. Kogi State Governor Ahmed Ododo, who chaired the Affirmation Congress Committee, said the decision to adopt Oyebanji was a collective effort, devoid of any form of imposition. I can inform this gathering that the decision by our great party to adopt Oyebanji is not a product of imposition, but a way to allow good works that APC government in Ekiti has been doing and so far recorded to continue. He said Mrs. Atinuke Omolayo, who withdrew from the contest, cited Oyebanji's sterling performance and the need to sustain his administration's developmental strides. Governor Oyebanji has performed excellently well. His achievement in infrastructure, governance and inclusiveness speak volumes. It deserves a second term, and that is why I'm stepping down to support him fully, she said. Away from here, we quickly go for a commercial break, and after the commercial break, the news continues. Stay.
Ẹ̀kọ́ ṣe kókó, ìmọ̀ ṣe pàtàkì. Ẹni tí ó bá fẹ́ dẹni ẹ̀kọ́ láwùjọ kò gbọ́dọ̀ fowó ẹ̀kọ́ ra ẹ̀kọ́.
Ọmọ mi ṣohun rere tí a dára o.
Gbogbo òbí àti alágbàtọ́ tó ń wá ọjọ́ ọ̀la rere fún àwọn ọmọ wọn. Ẹ tara ṣàṣà máa mú ọmọ yín bọ̀ wá sí iléèwé Aunty Comfort International School. Kọ́mọ yín mọ̀ọ́kọ́ mọ̀ọ́kà. Dágáńjá dádúró gbangba gidigba láàrin àwọn akẹgbẹ́ rẹ̀ láwùjọ. Pẹ̀lú àwọn olùkọ́ tó rí wọn pé tí wọn yóò sì máa kọ́ àwọn ọmọ yín pẹ̀lú ìmọ̀ tó péye àti ìbẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run. Àyíká iléèwé wa dùn ún wò. Bẹ́ẹ̀ la tún ní ọkọ̀ iléèwé ìyẹn school bus tí yóò máa kó àwọn ọmọ yín padà lọ sí ilé. Owó iléèwé wa ò fani lápò ya. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ló rọrùn láti san. Ètò ìgbaniwọlé fún sáà ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tuntun mìíràn ló ti gbéra sọ báyìí sí àwọn kíláàsì bíi baby scare, kindergarten, nursery 1 and 2, primary 1 to 5, JSS 1 to 3 tó fi mọ́ SS 1 to 3. ṣebí boko bá jìnnà ìlà kìí kó. Aunty Comfort International School fìkàlẹ̀ sí Iriakari 2 off Oríta Ọ̀bẹ̀lẹ̀, Àkúrẹ́, Ondo State. ẹ̀lú wa ní 07032989757. Aunty Comfort International School iléèwé jura wọn lọ, mo gbà bẹ́ẹ̀.
His Imperial Majesty Ọba Dr. Yusuf Adébórí Adélẹ́yẹ OON the Olúbàkà of Ọ̀kà Àkókò Kingdom ẹ kú oríire ayé ìgòkè àgbà yín tó wọlé dé wẹ́rẹ́. Congratulations sir, kábíyèsí o.
òkè àgbà ni mo kò yẹ máa jẹ ìjábọ̀.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni orílẹ̀-èdè fi labu orí ọ̀kàsà ní bọ́kàsà ládò adẹ́dàá ṣẹ̀dá yín àtòrí àpèrè ló sọ bàbá wa His Imperial Majesty Ọba Dr. Yusuf Adébórí Adélẹ́yẹ OON Olúbàkà of Ọ̀kà Àkókò Kingdom tẹ́ ẹ fi gun òkè àgbà sípele ìbákẹ́kọ̀tàs ìran gbónúgúngan kì í kúléwé ìran àkàlàmọ̀gò kò ní sáláì lẹ́gbẹ̀rún ọdún láyé ogbó láíláí lógún ẹ̀dán àgbórakòrò ní ti gbìn lórúkọ ìgbìmọ̀ aláṣẹ àtolùdarí Àkókò FM rédíò lábẹ́ ìdarí ọ̀gá wa Professor Dọ̀tun Balógun PhD láńlọ àsìkò yìí láti máa kí yín bẹ́ẹ̀ kú oríire ayẹyẹ ìgòkè àgbà èyí tí ó wáyé ní ọjọ́ kọkàndínlọ́gbọ̀n oṣù kọkànlá ọdún tá a wà yìí November 29 ọ̀kan òjọ̀kan àlàkalẹ̀ ètò láti ṣàgbékalẹ̀ rẹ̀ káyẹyẹ ìgòkè àgbà bàbá wa kábíyèsí kó bá lè dùn mọ̀ràn yùngbà tòmí alàgbàgbà lára ẹni fífi àwọn ènìyàn kànrìn láwùjọ jọyè ààfin Olúbàkà lètò gbogbo ti wáyé bẹ̀rẹ̀ látàgò 10 àárọ̀ gbogbo ọmọ bíbí ìlú Ọ̀kà Àkókò nílé lóko lódò lẹ́yìn odi o ẹ wálé kádìjọ wá gbélé bàbá wa lárugẹ tá a bá ṣiṣẹ́ tá a níláárí tá a ṣòwò tá a làbí ẹlẹ́wì odò ilé bá bẹ́ni là á kọ́là lọ kábíyèsí Olúbàkà of Ọ̀kà Àkókò Kingdom ń pè wá ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ ṣe ayẹyẹ ìgòkè àgbà wọn Ọ̀kà Àkókò ò ní bàjẹ́ o àmì àṣẹ Àkókò FM rédíò lábẹ́ ìdarí ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Dọ̀tun Balógun PhD lókè bàbá wa kábíyèsí pé ẹ kú oríire o.
òkè àgbà ni gbogbo ìyẹn máa jẹ ìjábọ̀.
ó máa ṣe ilẹ̀ ń jẹ̀ ní
ikú pabiri abiriku ikú pabiri abiri rọrùn ọ̀pálábá ọtí òyìnbó ti fọ́ onígbàǹsọ òrí sọ àwáyé ikú kan ó sí ọ̀run nìkan láre má bọ̀ gbogbo ìdílé Kazali Odamọ wọ́n fi àsìkò kéde ayẹyẹ ìsìnkú màmá wa abiyamọ tòótọ́ tó tọ́jú ọmọ dáyé tó lápẹrẹ nígbà ayé ẹ̀ Madam Aminatu Tẹ́nilẹ́yẹ Odamọ Kazali màmá sùn nínú Olúwa lẹ́ni ọdún 99 years báyìí àlàkalẹ̀ ètò ìsìnkú ayẹyẹ ìdágbére màmá ó ṣe lọ Thursday ọjọ́ 27 sí Friday ọjọ́ 22 oṣù kọkànlá ọdún tá a wà yìí láwùsọ ìsìn ìdágbére fún màmá wa ní nọ́mbà 26 Odamas compound Ìkẹsẹ̀ along Okeke Lọ́kọjà Abuja road Àkókò South West Ondo State. afẹ́yìn ṣùgbọ́n lọ́rùn àánú ó fẹ́yìn jù wá lọ títí láíláí ní gbogbo àwa ọmọ àtàwa àrọ́mọdọ́mọ máa ṣèrántí yín nítorí pé ààyè màmá lọ́kàn wa kò ṣeé dí sunre o àwọn ọmọ àtàwọn ọmọ ló ń kéde lórúkọ gbogbo ẹbí.
And welcome back from the commercial break. The rest of the news. The Ondo State Governor, Honorable Lucky Aiyedatiwa, has reaffirmed his administration commitment to upholding the rule of law and granting financial autonomy to the judiciary. Speaking on Monday at the Thanksgiving service and special court session marking the commencement of the 2025-2026 legal year of the Ondo State Judiciary, Aiyedatiwa described the judiciary as a pillar that rescued democracy and the state during its most turbulent moments. Aiyedatiwa said his government would not only respect judicial independence but also institutionalize it through full autonomy. He announced that a committee had been set up to finalize the framework for implementing full judicial autonomy and that once the report is ready, he would approve it immediately. The governor noted that the same arrangement had already been implemented for the legislature, which now receives direct monthly allocations without seeking approvals from the executive. Aiyedatiwa also unveiled plans for an ultra-modern judicial complex to be named after the late Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, sang in recognition of his lifelong commitment to justice and reforms in the sector. The governor discussed that this government had appointed additional. The Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, JAMB, has approved the admission of 85 underage candidates into tertiary institutions after a rigorous multi-state screening process. These candidates, all under 16 years old, as of September 2025, successfully passed the screening designed to identify outstanding applicants. A total of 2,031,133 applicants sat for the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination (UTME), with 41,027 seeking consideration under the special age category. Out of these, 59 candidates scored above 80% and were subjected to further scrutiny, including verification of school certificates and post-UTME performance. These scores led to the emergence of 182 finalists, and after interviews and verification, 85 were cleared for admission. JAMB's exceptional admission policy aligns with global best practices, treating underage admissions rare exceptions rather than the norm. The board emphasized its commitment to maintaining transparency, inclusiveness, and academic integrity across all types of tertiary education in Nigeria. The 85 candidates who met the criteria have been notified to proceed to their respective institutions. A two-story building has collapsed in the Oyibo area of Lagos, trapping an undisclosed number of people. The incident occurred in the early hours of Monday, and rescue operations are currently underway. The building, located at 54 Cole Street near Cemetery Bus Stop, had previously shown signs of distress before collapsing on its occupants. The Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service received a distress call at about 12:20 a.m. and immediately dispatched a team to the scene. As of the time of filing this report, 15 people, including 7 men, 4 women, and 4 children, have been rescued with varying degrees of injuries. They've been taken to the Federal Medical Center in Ebute Metta and General Hospital Odo in Lagos Island. Rescue efforts are still ongoing. The cause of the collapse is yet to be ascertained, but it is believed that the building's structural integrity may have been compromised. The incident highlights the need for stricter enforcement of building regulations and inspections to prevent such tragedies. This is not the first time a building has collapsed in Lagos. In November 2021. A high-rise building under construction in the Ikoyi area collapsed, killing at least 42 people. Investigations revealed that the building had exceeded the approved floors. In September 2025, another building collapse occurred in Yaba district of Lagos, resulting in several deaths and injuries. The Lagos state government has been urged to take measures to prevent such incidents in the future. The government must ensure that buildings regulations are enforced and inspections are carried out regularly to prevent the collapse of buildings. The rescue operation is ongoing, and efforts are being made to locate and rescue those trapped under the rubble. The Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service is working to ensure that everyone is accounted for and receives the necessary assistance. The detained leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has abandoned his earlier plan to call eyewitness in his ongoing trial before the Federal High Court in Abuja. Kanu has been prosecuted on 7 counts of terrorism charges brought against him by the federal government. On Friday, Kanu had prayed the court for an adjournment after informing the trial judge, Justice James Omotosho, that his former legal team, led by a former Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Chief Kanu Agabi, said had yet to release his case file to him. However, at the resumed hearing on Monday, Kanu told the court that upon reviewing the case file, he had concluded that there was no valid charge against him. Kanu argued that since he believed the charges were unlawful and that the prosecution had failed to establish any case, there was no need for him to proceed with his defense. In response, the trial judge, Justice James Omotosho, directed Kanu to file a written address formally stating his position and to serve the prosecution accordingly. The judge adjourned the case to November 4, 5, and 6 for the adoption of final written addresses based either on Kanu's position that no case had been established against him or for him to proceed with his defense. If he decides otherwise, Justice Omotosho further advised the IPOB leader to consult experts in criminal law to understand the possible legal implications of his decisions. Kanu had earlier expressed his readiness to open his defense in a written application to the court in which he dedicated his intention to call witnesses and requested the insurance of witness summons. However, his decision to abandon his plan to enter defense and insist on a no-case submission has changed the course of the trial. And with this, we've come to the end of the morning news coming to you from Akoko Radio Ltd. Before we go, the highlights of the major stories. The following are what we brought to you this morning. Ondo police arrest 5 suspected kidnappers, recover firearms. Ondo state government approves 101-kilometer road projects Monarch appointments. Ekiti governorship Oyebanjian challenge emerges APC Guba candidate. Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa vows to uphold judicial autonomy. JAMB clears 85 underage candidates for exceptional admission. Building collapses in Lagos, several trapped. And lastly, this morning, Kano abandons plan to enter defense, insists on no case submission. And for the breaking news or information in your vicinity, reach us on our studio number as has been displayed on the screen, 091 38 35 46 65. Once again, 091 38 35 46 65. And don't forget to go to our social media and do Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Akoko Radio TV is the code. Do like, share, and comment. Good morning, and thanks for listening. I am Omobayonle Agboola. Bye for now.